So good morning. It's the morning of day 5. Just spent the night at the Small Axe Hostel, which is a converted barn in Elkton, Virginia. So got a ride into Elkton, stopped at the Appalachian Trail Outfitters where I grabbed a couple things. And then got a shower there and headed over to the Elkton Brewery. Got a beer with sparkles. And then headed up to the hostel, which is in a converted barn, and had an amazing dinner and a awesome breakfast. So rice, beans, and sausage for dinner with a huge bowl of salad. I mean, this is a bowl of salad for like 10. And this morning it was egg sausage and bananas, orange, some grapes, and pastry, which I could not finish. So I have the pastry for dessert tonight. And it was a very nice place. It's on a working farm, so we had pigs right behind us, cows and sheep in the pasture in front of us. But all in all, very nice, with orchids, sparkles, and red. So I got dropped off at the trail this morning. Just did a climb, of course, out of the gap, and so it's going to be a warm one today. We're getting warmer Friday and Saturday. Fortunately, Luray is up for me on Saturday, so I'll take a 0 in Luray. That'll be, I think, 6 or 7 days on trail. That'll be perfect timing for a 0. And beat the heat, which is supposed to be in the mid to upper 90s. Down here, it looks like. In other news, I did get a trail name, Duckie. No big surprise there. We were at the brewery talking with another person who was asking about my duck and discussing that, and Sparkles was like, "You should be Duckie." Okay, Sparkles came up with a couple other names first, which probably wouldn't be quite so appropriate, but so we settled on Duckie. And this marks now the starting of day 5. Will be the longest trip that I have done to date. Previously I'd done 4 days, 3 nights, and also just before we got to the gap yesterday, crossed over 44 miles. So again, now also mileage wise, it's the longest trip that I've done. So sporting a little Leuco tape. I got tape on my left heel. That's more preventative. It's getting a slight hot spot, but I figure I'll keep that on for the time being. And we'll see, I don't know, maybe take it off in a couple days. I had pulled up a little bit of my pinky toenail. I was at the podiatrist. She cut it really short. I tried to cut it short. I don't think I got it as short as she did. And so that was bugging me a little bit. So I got some ointment on that and some tape. And with that, it's feeling good. So I can't complain. I do notice there's an ever so slight ache of the knees, as I got going this morning, climbing out of the gap. But other than that, can't complain. Trail's dry, so can't complain. And it's pure green today. Not so much for the wildflowers today, a little bit. But it's gorgeous emerald green. Current plan is to head to the camp store, probably grab a Gatorade or something, and then the shelters don't line up well to get into Luray at kind of like a 2:15s, but there's a shelter in 10, and then 20 miles after that, or a shelter in looks like about 20 miles, and then 10 miles after that. I'll probably stay Friday night in a shelter or hut in the Shenandoahs, and then catch a ride into Luray on Saturday. Just spend one night in a hotel. Probably a hotel, not a hostel. But there's a trillion. But we'll figure out the plan. I know it's probably driving my wife nuts when she reads this. Oh my God, you don't have a plan. But, I do have a plan. Get to Luray. Take a 0. And how that happens is unknown at this point in time. So anyway, talk to you later. I know this is a long one. So I'm just walking through the woods and there's a discus. So apparently there's giants somewhere in the area that were playing games. And I guess I lost it, threw it too far. But this really does look like a discus, or maybe a UFO craft that crash landed. Just it's the first rock I've seen in a while, just purely in the middle of nowhere. I just stopped at I think it's the Lewis campground store. Had Gatorade, my lunch, some chips, and an ice cream sandwich. And now we're hiking on. There's a water source in about 6 miles, and then a mountain just after that. It looks like it's got some stealth sites, and I'm thinking of stopping there for the night, which will be about 15 miles for the day. And that'll be perfect. Put me into the shelter just before Luray. About another 15-mile day. Get there Friday night, camp at that shelter, and then hitch into Luray Saturday morning. Anyway, got a full belly, drank a ton. It's getting warm out here, and I'll catch you when we get to the top. So this is a 360-degree view from the top of Bareface Mountain.